today rank for you?
Well, right now it's pretty high. The thing about coaching, and I've talked to a lot of guys about this, you remember the double moves there at the end when you got the game, you're just trying to kind of get the game over with, all of a sudden you make a mistake like that. You remember some of the negative stuff. Positive stuff tends to bleed with time, and you have good feelings about it. But, you know, the thing that's the most impressive, I've tried to keep this thing kind of in perspective a great deal. And I always try to keep it about the players. And the thing that struck me with this whole experience, except, you know, the part with how good a bowl it is, has been fantastic. These guys have been first class. It's been an awesome bowl. I mean, I've been blessed to beat a bunch of them, and this has been tremendous. It is the thing that's kind of broken my heart a little bit is the parents. How many parents have come up and said thanks, and the influence that they appreciate that's happened between myself and our staff and their sons. You know, that goes beyond the game. We all should be so thankful for these kids and for what we've been given. And if we can't teach our guys anything, I just said that in the locker room. If we can't learn anything from all this besides this, we need to be thankful for what we've been given and take advantage of it. And don't do things to deter from that.
When did you know that all the assistants were going to be here? Were you trying to kind of figure out?
Well, I think I told y'all, or I might have told Bob or somebody. I wasn't worried about that. You know, I was going to worry about that bridge. If I came up to that bridge and there wasn't a bridge there, then I'd worry about how to get across it. You know, there's so many other things to worry about that you don't worry about things like that. You know, those guys, in my point of view, I was handling things differently than them. It doesn't mean that they were right or wrong. In my opinion, they got some points, but you know, they just handled things in their own way, and I understood what they were trying to do, and you know, they're men and they handle it, you know, their way.
They told you last night then, or
no,
today, or
I saw Coach Brom come to breakfast, and I said, "So does that mean you're coaching today?" And he goes, "Yeah." So.
Until Terry got the interception return, were you thinking, "Wow, this is kind of looking like the way things have gone," or did you still feel very positive about where you're going?
You know, I did feel like we were running out of juice a little bit in the second quarter. I started questioning judgments that I had made, giving them 5 days off. You know, I always take things personally. I always look toward what can I have done better. And there was, you know, we just don't look like we had the same conditioning. We're starting to run out of juice a little bit, and I didn't know if it was just the fact that they'd had a heck of a time here, or we weren't quite in the condition that I thought we were in, or just that it was an emotional deal, and it ended up being an emotional deal. And we got through somehow the first half. You know, we survived that, and then we kind of juiced back up and said, "Hey guys, we ain't got very much longer to get, got half of football here, and let's just take it one play at a time and go." And then good things happen. As a matter of fact, Coach West had just said at the beginning of that drive, it's time for us to get a takeaway and score. And so he was very prophetic in that.
Yeah, so you went for a couple fourth downs, you had the fake field goals, sort of just let them.
Yeah, they got us on the fake field goal. They actually showed what they had done and then stemmed back to rushing it from the boundary, which had been 100% the other way. So they outcoached us on that one. And we had a couple of fakes we held in the bag. It's just, I didn't feel like, we had a really good reverse. And after that happened, I said, well, those old boys must have had pretty good feed into our practices, because they were all open and there was a bunch of stuff filmed. I mean, when my mom sits there and tells me we need to start closing practices because she's seeing stuff on video, and that means something. So I said, well, they've got us scouted pretty good, so we just need to chill out on that stuff. So
the fourth down from the 45, is that?
No, I mean that's
play you should make.
This is that much. So you got to. Sometimes you got to do it. I mean, you can't play scared either. And you know what? That I think is getting lost a little bit is the daggum special teams. venture to guess we had our longest punt return of the season today. Kickoff team, I thought, did pretty good. You know, I'm not going to get a chance to watch the film. And I know a bunch of times on punt returns, the balls were kicked short, and we had everybody blocked. And I was proud of those guys because y'all that came to practices knew how hard we worked on special teams. And kickoff return wasn't great. We had a couple of guys that I wanted to grab as they came off the sideline. They didn't block like they should have, but you know, we did things in special teams better, and I think that didn't hurt us today. We didn't drop any snaps or anything like we've done.
You found Tim Beckman a punter too, it looks like.
Well, I don't know, and Tim Beckman can handle stuff.
But Ryan played.
Well, Ryan's done that. You know, we had that all year.
Right.
And we just didn't want to get in a situation where we were sitting there dropping the ball back there. And, you know, fool me once, your fault. Fool me twice, my fault. Anyway, gets to fool me 4 times, that's really my fault.
Last question for Vic, and then we'll go on around to our library.
After this last month,
I was waiting for your question. You've been holding.
after the last month, I mean, you lost 6 in a row and all the stuff that went down. Does this cover
I
up
ain't lost
anything, or
6 in a
does
row.
it heal?
No.
Does it heal anything, or does it just cover up, you know, some pain? Or what does this win do for these guys and for you?
Well, you know what it does. I tell you what, we talked defensively. We talked about it at halftime. You know, I think they had 65 yards at halftime, and it just goes back to what these guys on defense have done. It's been absolute, and I'm not taking away from anybody else. UCLA is a pretty good team. I mean, they played Oregon a few weeks ago and scored a pretty good number of points. Oregon's a pretty good little team. Is what these guys have done on defense, and I'm not saying me. I'm saying the guys in that locker room over there, and it's been awesome at times, and I know where they started and where they are, and I know their weaknesses, and for them to have done what they've done, you know, it's just unbelievable amount of pride that I have in them and appreciation for them. And we talked about, you know, sometimes the journey is its own reward. Let's go out and let's just give it everything we got and don't worry about anything. Let's win. Let's feel great about the journey, and then the game will probably take care of itself. And we go out there and do the same thing in the second half. You know, we'll be in good shape. And you know, offensively, you know, we had some things we had to overcome. You know, we were gonna, and I joked about putting in the wishbone. We were actually gonna have Jay Price lined up. We were gonna be running fullback and dime triple and letting the receivers get some pitches and, you know, just to give some different stuff. But when Jay couldn't go, that really kind of took away from that. And so Coach Brown did a great, the staff did a great job of finding what we can do, and that's Nathan running the football and then throwing short passes. But you got to go after them deep sometimes and back them up. So I just thought the guys did a good job executing. We had a few plays that, having too many on the field and stuff like that. But you talked about what coaches remember. That's things that coaches remember. But, you know, it was good enough to win, and can't say enough again for the players in the locker room.